like if you're not there in one area, and then the rest of the areas is going to mess up. And for you guys who's coming in, I'm talking about the qualities of self care, the lack of self care. I'm talking about the qualities of the lack of self care if we don't take care of self, and if we don't contribute to self care and self love. And if somebody, and you guys who's on Podbean Live, if I am echoing, please let me know. Or if you can't hear me, please type in the comments and let me know if you can hear me or not. Thank you. But anyway, I just got through talking about, those habits that we fall into if we're not contributing to self care, self love. And so when we talk about the physical aspects, again, I was saying about appointments, and we know that some doctors are doing virtual appointments online because they don't want so many people coming to the hospital because of the spread of the virus and the pandemic. And so we know, and I actually had to reschedule my appointment, but I need to make sure that I'm keeping my daily physicals and my daily appointments, as well as my daughter, because I got to show her as a young adult, as a teenager, how to take care of herself, how to take care of her lifestyle, how to make those changes when there are negativity around her environment. That goes back to the youth. The youth deal with depression. Youth deal with stress. We never thought that we would deal with depression. We never thought that we would deal with stress. We never thought that the children would have to go through that, but they do. We know that we live in a different arena. We live in a different environment now. Not only that, there's always been events that's been going on in the world that played a part on our children. So again, if we take in account of taking care of ourselves, again, going back to taking care of our mind, body, and soul, meaning taking care of us mentally, physically, and emotionally, and then that's going to help prevent some of the diagnosis medically. There's a big spike in number for depression, anxiety. It's a big spike in that. What is the other condition? I'm trying to think of the other condition that a lot of young adults and adults battle with. I think that is, I wanted to say ADHD, not just ADHD, but it was another condition. I can't think of it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But most of these chronic conditions and chronic illnesses that's dealing with the mind. So we're going back to the mental being. It has, I think, to me personally, in my opinion, I think that some of that has to do with not taking care of self. And when I say not taking care of self, also not taking care of self also includes running around for people, places, and things, not taking the time out to rest for yourself, take care of yourself, take care of your children, take care of your inner spirit, and your well-being. What are you doing to be joyful? What are you doing to be happy? And not only that, some of us out here today as human beings, we depend on praise from other people. And I know that some of us have been through that before, or we may know somebody who's going through that. And the thing about it is that we have to understand that the right people are going to be in our corner. The right people are going to be there for us. And we got to know that. We got to know that the right people will cheer us on. But first and foremost, God wants you to acknowledge yourself. God wants you to acknowledge that you are different, you are unique, and that you matter. That's what he wants. He wants you to reward yourself, and he wants you to praise yourself. He wants you to recognize the small beginnings, recognize your small accomplishments, recognize, how you've overcome, how you've overachieved. So, it's good that others can recognize us and give us a praise report, but we got to learn to give our own self a praise report. We got to learn to get into a habit of getting up every morning and speaking life into our atmosphere, speaking life into ourselves and in our atmosphere, around in our environment, in our homes, on our jobs, on our business, speaking that very thing. And so the company name is Set in Soul, so you would go to setinsoul.com, and they have plenty books. Me and Sister Elena, when we were on live on last Friday talking about Proverbs 31, we shared some of the books and journals that we had. And this one is called Crown. And so, actually, you guys, the next chapter that I'm going into is called Self Care. So, you write notes about yourself, and the next one is Self Care and Self Love. And I hope you guys can see it. Again, the website is setinsoul.com. And it is Tatiana Jerome, and they have plenty of books and journals. This is self care. This is thoughts and everything that you can write down. You loving yourself, you caring about yourself, you letting yourself know that I don't have to settle for less. I'm worth more than anything. I deserve the best. I don't have to take down, and I don't have to settle for less. I love myself, and that's when you start to really recognize that, okay, let me start on this business plan, or let me start on this project. Let me incorporate, just rewarding yourself. I know women, getting your nails done, your hair done, even lighting up candles, watching a movie, taking a nice bubble bath with your favorite fragrances. And, it's a lot of things that you can do. But when you have something that speaks to you and speaks to your spirit, speaks to your heart, and I encourage you guys to even check out the website, Women and Men. It's called setinsoul.com. And so if you don't have any self care plans, and then you need to kind of, get a list and see what are some things that you need to do for yourself. What can uplift your spirit? What can uplift your soul? What can uplift your mind? What can uplift your your every being to be who you've been called to be, and to know that you're valuable. And so I hope this is helping someone. I really do. I hope this is helping someone. And so, um, you know, I also got a pen that came in a velvet case. I got a pen that says, everything that you write down will come to pass. It's a rose gold pen, and it came in a nice black case. And then the box that it comes in is made like a journal and a notebook. And when you open up the flap, she has a board, and it's in gold letters that says, "Because you deserve the best." And I ordered these things for myself. I've been having this 3 or 4 months ago. So when I log into my computer at my workstation at home, I have my Bible, I have my books, I have my Crown book and my Crown journal. And sometimes I'll get off slack a little bit because I'm up busy trying to take care of other things. But then I'll go back and be like, okay, what does this journal say to me today? And what are my thoughts for today? What did I do for myself today? What did I take care of today? What confidence that I have. It even asks you at the beginning of the journal, how are you feeling today? And we have to be honest. If we're not feeling good one day, put it down. And you're not feeling good, put down why you're not feeling good. What can you do to uplift your spirit and your mind, your body and soul? What can you do to uplift your physical, your mentally being, and your emotionally being, or physically being, and saying, okay, what can I do to feel better? You know what I mean? What can I do to feel better? Because we know that we have some days that we don't feel good. We have some days that we are mentally and emotionally drained. And again, as I said earlier, we're going through a lot of things. We're going through some tough things in this season. But I am a firm believer, and I know this for a fact, just within my inner spirit, that God is doing a new thing. He has even begun to even show me things concerning my purpose, concerning my future. Not only that, I had put a step out there forward. I put one step out first, and I made the choice. I'm finna get started on this. I'm getting ready to get started on that. And as I look back in the last 3 or 4 months, I have accomplished so many things by making sure I incorporated taking care of myself and embracing who I was, embracing my awkwardness, embracing my mistakes, embracing the fact that I've came into this season and now I can say that I'm purpose filled, that I am committed. And yeah, it made some things change for some of us during this pandemic, because I do believe, as a firm believer, that God wanted to open us up, and He wanted to show us who we are and what we're purpose and what we're destined for. And so when I look back in the last 3.5 months, I'm like, I got a website started. I said I'm getting ready to go back to school and take this training. I opened up and launched my podcast. There is even just many things that I have been open to. My wisdom has become sharper. I mean, there's so many things inside myself, in my inner spirit as well as my outer spirit that, I've awakening up to. And I'm very grateful for that. And so sometimes we all go through different seasons. Let me just say that. And as I said before on one of my scopes, if you're not growing from one season to another, or if your seasons are not changing, and then something is wrong, because you should be growing with every season. Every season is different, and we know that seasons don't stay the same. We know we got summer, winter, and fall, and now in these times we can't tell which is summer, which is fall, and which is winter at times. But we know that the times is changing. But again, seasons change, and so we should be growing from season to season, spiritually and naturally. We need to be taking care of ourselves daily. We need to be writing, coming up with a self-care plan, coming up with that business plan. Just saying, okay, what is it? I know it's something else that, I'm called to do, There's something else, and it's like meditating. And like I said, even some of these other areas in our life where we become drained is like I said, we worry. And I talked about that, on one of my episodes, and we doubt ourselves. Sometimes we put our own selves down. And most times we're always in our own way. I talked about that too. And you want to get out of your way. You want to accept the fact that, okay, I'm flawed. I'm imperfect, but I'm still loved. And we always are striving for perfection. We're always striving for perfection. And like I said on Friday night, that, if I stumble or if I fall, guess what? I'm just going to get back up again. Let me try it again. Let me try this daily routine that I wrote down in my plan. Let me try this again. Oh, I fell off from reading that book or that verse. But as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to make sure that I make time to do it. You need to make time to take care of yourself. Always love yourself first and foremost. Make time for you. And again, as I was saying, that if your cup is empty, you can't help anybody. And because you got to help yourself and you got to take care of yourself first. And so, again, you guys, at the end of this live, I'm going to attach some flyers and some notes that I've printed off. Well, I actually saved on my computer. I actually took notes, but I actually saved some flyers on my computer, and I want you guys to take a look at those, because you never know if you know someone that may need that, or you never know someone that just may need that encouragement. We have all been in places where we wasn't always taking care of ourselves. Let's just be real, or we fell off of doing some things that needed to be done. Again, I'm going to say this again. I can't say this enough. Embrace yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself with all being. Make sure that you are self-loving, that you're self-caring, because that goes all in with taking care of self. Take care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself and you can embrace who you are and you can love the good and bad in you, guess what? You can be a listening ear to someone else and you can help someone else. And so when I'm talking about that's just basically, characteristics of lifestyle. On the health wise side, on the health and wellness side, we want to change our eating habits. And I know that it's not easy, Lord knows, because I'm on that journey. And it's not always easy, but when you got to stay consistent and you got to keep reminding yourself and stay consistent in what you're doing, because most of the time we need to change our eating habits. We don't get enough sleep. We need to at least be getting at least 7 hours of sleep, if not 8. 6 hours is good, but, 9 times out of 10, they, want you to have 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Again, like I said earlier, meditate. Take time out to get into a quiet place to yourself and just meditate. And like I said, engage in activities, engage in groups. And when I say groups, not just any group, but positive groups and people that you can trust and confide in. Because we know that there are some people that's not going to be there for you. And so you want to be connected to people that will lead you into the right direction or help push you. And like I said, I was talking about a mentor. I know some of us have mentors. Some of us, have people in our life that are mentors. And so you want to make sure that you are around someone that is devoted and dedicated, someone that's not out there telling your business, someone that is covering you and praying for you. Yes, I said that because I do believe that is what I can only talk for myself, that you want somebody to be balanced mentally the way you are and spiritually. Because if you have a mentor that is off balance and their mindset is not connected to your mindset, and if they don't have the same belief that you have and then it's going to be hard for them to mentor you. We talked about that on Friday night as well. And so, again, if you have not caught any of the previous episodes, I know the latest episode was June the 12th, which was on Friday, and we were discussing the Proverbs 31 woman and the characteristics and how we foresee it. And so it definitely was phenomenal. So if you have not caught that, catch that, because I did talk about that a little bit too about mentoring. But again, mentoring is really good as far as self care, because you, again, like I said before, you may need somebody to help you get over the hump or just give you that little boost or a little push. You need someone who definitely going to have your back. Definitely going to have your back in prayer, and definitely going to have your back when it comes to your lifestyle. So you want to have the best of the both worlds. That's what I'm just saying. So I pray that this richly, 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 richly bless you as it has been blessing me as I've been talking about it. And my YouTube viewers, they did get to see the flyer, and I'm going to add some more flyers. But my Podbean live friends, I'm definitely going to tag it in my live post and episode when I upload it at the end of this call. So I hope everything made sense to you guys tonight. Again, if you was not on here when I first came on, this was my second live yet, you guys. Actually, the first one was a test, so this one actually is the third one. I actually had to change out my mic, but we know how technology gets, and we know how equipment are. But again, make sure that you're putting love, happiness, and joy in your spirit, in your mind, in your body, in your soul. Put the things that you want to see. If you want to see yourself better, if you want to be committed to taking care of yourself, and then you know what you have to do. If you have any questions or any comments, please comment. Even if you can think of anything after this live, please comment, and I will get back to you. So I thanks everyone for tuning in, and everyone who will catch the replay. Thank you so much again for your support. Again, on next Thursday, my co-host Elena Laurie is coming back, and Brother Landon from Unveiled Victory Ministries. They're going to be with me, and we're going to be on the panel, and we're going to be talking about commitment. So it's commitment part 2, as I have already done an episode of commitment on last week. And so next week we will be going live with both of my guests, and we will be talking about commitment again. We're going to dive deeper in commitment. And so I will see you guys then, and I hope to see you guys back then on next week. So I pray that you guys will have a great weekend. Take care, be at peace, be joyful, and be happy. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great night.